Awesome! Welcome back to another YouTube episode about playing fast. Yes, so what does it take to reach those heights of effortless, fast guitar improvisation and playing? What do you have to do? Do you have to make a pact with the devil or do finger exercises for hours and hours and hours? Well, maybe you do. But today I want to talk about a little bit of a more unconventional approach. If you know me and have heard me play, then you know my playing is more about melody. I would not consider myself a shredder by any means. In fact, in some ways, my technique maybe sucks, because it was never my focus to have the fastest alternate picking technique. There's probably other YouTube channels that you can probably learn more from in terms of pure technique. But this is not my intent with this video. Today I want to show you my approach of how to learn some of these fast lines or these fast hooks that are part of some songs and just some real life strategies on how to work those into your playing. Because let's face it, most of the time, we're not playing fast all the time. There's just like these 5% of fast licks that are difficult to get on the fingers, and everything else is pretty much within reach. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's what I want to zoom into today. And my musical example of today is a great song of my friend Thomas Blug. If you have never heard about him, look him up. This song is called Have You Ever Been to Strawberry Fields? It's on one of his CDs. I'm going to put the link down here in the description. And it's just a great song. It's this great melodic guitar feature song that just has this one little fast lick that almost drove me nuts when I first wanted to learn this song. Not really, but it could have if I didn't have some solid strategies in place. So strategy number one, really understand what you're actually playing. Let's take a look at this particular lick in terms of rhythm, in terms of notes, and in terms of fingering, and in terms of articulation. Are you ready? So here is our lick under the microscope. 3, 4. One more time. So I'm just going to describe it real quick. So we got the first group is 1 eighth note and 1 16th triplet. Then it lands on beat 2. So that would be the first. So that could be the first cell to practice. We're going to talk about fragmentation more, but second little cell is triplet, 2 triplets, and landing on an eighth note again. So we got, and then the last pair. And then we're landing on beat 1 again. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Do you see how it works? So it's a real interesting rhythm that kind of has a displacement in it. So the first part, and that's my point here, is to really understand what you're playing and be able to sing it, basically. Yeah? Be able to sing it to a metronome, be able to have it in your ear. If you don't have that, how are you expecting your brain to understand how to play this fast if you cannot even do it slow, right? Yeah? It's kind of a no-brainer. So that's the first part. Now, second part, articulation. Are we gonna pick this in alternate picking? Are we gonna use legato or maybe both? I'm going to do some hybrid picking. There's so many ways to do this. And my success strategy is really to explore options and kind of show your body that it's actually not that hard, or it's not like you just have to force this in alternate picking. That's the only way to do it. But there are different options, and options is always a relief. So let's look at it. So we could play this in alternate picking. So if I do it in the standard way, I'm landing here on a upstroke, and I don't like this, so I got, if I modify it to the second note on an upstroke, then I land on a downstroke. That allows me to lock in that first phrase much better. So these kind of negotiations and kind of figuring out which up and down strokes, that's very important for playing stuff fast. I'm landing on the downstroke again. So here in the second phrase too, I want to make sure I land on the downstroke. That's good. And then landing on the downstroke again. So I basically got it figured out, yeah? Alright, so that's my alternate picking version. And then my legato version would be. I'll play it in legato. So I play an upstroke. So. So you see, it's already looking much better, yeah? I already have the lick in front of me, and now I can just practice these little cells individually. But what else can I do? I could go and look now if there's maybe a better fingering to play it in a different way altogether for alternate picking, yeah? Let's try that. So let's see if I start it instead of here, start it up here and play. That's pretty good. See? Instead of which one do you like better? Or see, I can already see, without having practiced it, that second version has way more potential and clarity for being played fast, which is it's just it just locks in much better, yeah? So instead of playing hours, practicing hours and hours of one version, just make sure you actually found the best version for you in terms of articulation and technical, like potential speed. You want to find the best version, yeah? That's going to save you hours of practice time, yeah? You can just play it smarter, and then you can decide, do you like this better, or do you like this better in legato? Which one do you like better? In terms of an artistic choice, not only a technical choice, yeah, I kind of like the legato way better. It probably flows better. So I'm going to just attempt to play this in tempo without thinking too much, yeah. it's not 100% there, but it's pretty close, right? So I gotta have that, yeah? All right, so now what's important is we want to get the context, yeah? Because there's no point in being able to play this one lick fast and then you're failing at the next little thing. For example, here in Thomas's songs, I gotta do these artificial harmonics up here, high up. So I want to make sure that after this relatively, high tension phrase or high focus, let's put it that way. It's not like I'm tensing up, but it's like I gotta loosen up and change my technique completely to do these flageolets. So what can I do to practice that? I can just loop that little section, yeah? Let me see if I can do that. It didn't hit it right there. So I got one more time. Put on the metronome. Awesome. So you see, even like in 3 minutes of practice time, I made so much progress on this, yeah? By just focusing on one little bit. Instead of playing the whole song maybe 5 times and tripping up always at the same spots, I did it the smart way and just focused on the one little bit that didn't feel comfortable when I played it through. And so that's exactly what I want you to do as well. It's such a powerful practice strategy. And this is really how the pros practice. You want to take a little phrase like this and do it 100 times, maybe even 1,000 times, until you can do it in your sleep. All right, so let's summarize really quick what we have so far. The first part was to really understand what we're actually playing and dissect it in terms of fingering, in terms of articulations, and what options we have. Number 2 was to take that optimized version and put it into a muscle memory. And I was explaining how fragmentation is just such a powerful technique to just take a little bitty piece and repeat it. So number 3 is the visualization part. Yeah? Now that we have it in our muscle memory, we need to really strengthen the way we hear this in our heads to really lock it in. Yeah? Because very often we don't notice that it's not our fingers that don't have it, but it's actually our minds. Yeah? If you can go down, if you can sing that with a clarity and conviction, the more clearly you can sing it, the better you will be able to play it. And I'm going to try this with the metronome. Again. I don't know if you could tell, but just again, through these few repetitions, it again got clearer. Yeah? It got clearer in my mind. It got clearer in the way it came out. Yeah? So you need to reinforce that. And this might be a whole new level from what you have done so far. Yeah? And that's really important. And then here comes the last part, part number 4. At some point, you just need to let it go. You need to just trust your system and trust yourself that you can actually play it. Because if you're like all like tense and scared of that section that's going to come up, then you're going to fail for sure. It's almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Yeah? But instead, you want to be loose. It needs to be fun. You can never forget to have fun. So you won't be like this. Yeah? So down, you know, down, 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 down. Down, 2, 3, 4. You need to be looking forward to that passage, yeah? Not freeze in fear. It needs to be the cherry on top. It is the cherry on top. So you need to enjoy the taste of that cherry on top, yeah? Let's just see if I can actually do it that way, yeah? And one thing that helps for sure is put a little smile on your face. Just put yourself into a state on the inside where you're enjoying this, yeah? And you're signaling to your body like, this is fun. I'm glad I get to do this. Make sense? Let's do it. Yeah, so that felt pretty good. You know, maybe I fell off a little bit on those last 16th triplets, but it felt pretty good. And this is the way to go. If you really want to nail something, you can only nail it in this joyous zone. You cannot nail it in the dungeon zone, you know, where you have like practiced for hours and you're just gonna force it in. It doesn't work like that, yeah? It needs to be loose. It needs to be, you know, just relaxed. It needs to be swinging. The rhythm needs to convince you, needs to dance. Awesome. So I hope you got a ton out of this video. It's very important stuff. And I also hope I was able to turn you on to Thomas Blug's music and his beautiful song, Have You Been to Strawberry Fields? We are actually gonna do a guitar workshop this month. It's gonna be a 3-day online workshop. I put the link down below here. I can just tell you, you know, come to this workshop if you're able to. You're gonna get so much out of it. You're gonna learn so much. These are all very practice-oriented topics that we're talking here about. It's not theory stuff or abstract guitar knowledge stuff. This is some hands-on stuff that's gonna help you to sound better and get a more confident lead guitar player. Awesome, keep on rocking, and I will see you soon.